Well, good evening, everyone. How is everyone feeling? This is a lovely kind of miserable Sunday evening, but I have Reuben here to cheer me up. And so
Uh,
say hi, Reuben.
Hello everyone. All right.
We've got the pleasure of Reuben to interview. I really thank you for joining us and we willing to be kind of interviewed. So
Yeah,
how things going? How's it going with you at the moment?
yeah, I'm good, thank
Yeah.
you. I'm actually quite enjoying lockdown. I think I'm a good
You're a
lockdowner.
good lockdowner. Why do you enjoy this kind of? Why have you kind of
I,
think it's not too bad then?
I quite enjoy self-isolating. I think, especially being at uni, I've had a lot of practice.
Right,
I'm good. Just locking myself in my room, yeah, for hours on end. I can do
you
it.
can do it. Is that because you're a little bit more of an introvert, so you kind of like your own space and stuff like that?
Mhm. Yeah,
But then being with your parents all the time and stuff like that, surely that kind of drives you
yeah,
up the wall.
that's the worst part of it. Yeah, yeah. Should have locked down at
You
uni.
should have locked down at uni because you had a little bit
But,
more freedom. Yeah.
yeah, bigger bedroom.
So at uni, you've mentioned uni. So where are you at uni? So where?
Yeah, so I study Plymouth University at the
Okay,
moment, and I'm going. So I've just finished my second year, but
right.
uh, second year seemed to go very quickly. It was cut
Well, it
short.
was definitely cut short, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, done by. Wait, when did we? When did lockdown start? It's been ages.
it's about 6 weeks, 6, 7 weeks, something
Mm.
like that. I think. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah, because Anna got kicked out of kind of uh, uni as well. I had to suddenly go and
Oh yeah,
get her because they were saying, right, you got to vacate your rooms. So
yeah.
so it was a little bit urgent. Go and pick her up. And was that the same for you,
Mhm.
or did you stay around a little bit longer?
So they were saying. So most people left. I stayed around for a couple more weeks just to. I had a lot of work to do, so I just stayed and got that done. I thought if I came home I might get more distracted, but it turns out I just get distracted wherever I am.
Are you easily distracted then?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't focus on anything.
So what you're studying at uni then?
I study geography with international relations.
Okay. So why geography and why international relations?
Well, I enjoyed geography at GCSE and A-level,
Okay.
and then just kind of carried it on. And yeah, I don't really know what I want to do in the future, so I'm just hoping that geography will lead to like different paths, and I can kind of choose what I want to do
Okay.
later. But I still have no idea what my future
Are
holds.
you worried about that? Are you worried about not knowing or having a plan and stuff like that?
Not particularly. I just don't think I'm that ambitious as a person. I'm fine with not having a really well paid job. I think I'm
You're quite chill,
yeah,
aren't you? Really? Yeah.
yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't need to be rich.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
so you don't need to make your millions releasing your worship album or anything like that.
No, I don't think I'd make millions if I released a worship album.
Well, I don't know. You and Oscar seem to be kind of putting out some really good ones, good tunes.
Oh well, yeah, you can be my fan.
Well, I think there's
Yeah.
plenty more fans. Where
Oh,
yeah, you had lots of love again this morning from we put
yeah,
Waymaker
you did
back
that
on.
before.
So
Yeah. hmm
yeah, lots of love from that. So yeah, so yeah, because you've led worship, you've been in the youth group, you led worship as well. You developed a band, and so is worship something really something you love? What is it about worship? What really kind of makes it yours, kind of thing?
I loved doing worship. I haven't done it for ages. So at uni at church, I haven't been involved in the worship. Um, but it's something I enjoyed doing for ages. I never considered myself a musician or a singer. Still don't really, but I think when you when you're doing worship, it's not for people, it's for God, isn't it? So I think you can kind of just get away with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah, I just love it. It's just I think there's something different about it to normal music. It's like you're all in community and connecting with the transcendent. I think it's great. Yeah, I love it.
Great. So the how did it start? How did you kind of get into leading worship and stuff like that? So when did it start
So,
for you?
so I used to go to church at St Paul's, another church in
Yeah.
Weston-super-Mare, and so me and Jacob have known each other a very long time, and Jared. So Jacob and Jared were in that church as
Yeah.
well, and we um, so we started from when we were very young, and I think in primary school. I think just
Really? Wow.
in in little bands,
Yeah. Great.
and we used to do music for the kids' church and things like that. And yeah, we always used to go to band practices. So yeah, so we've known each other quite a long time.
Okay.
Uh, Yeah, and it kind of started from there, and then we got to Lock and Castle, and then there was no one to do any worship, and my dad was like, "Right, Reuben, you're up," and I was like, "Oh,
Excellent.
okay," and I was like 12 or 13, and I was very young, and I wasn't very good, and yeah, and we just kind of did it because we had to, and then just carried on for a while, I suppose.
Okay. So what would you say is your real kind of you know, proudest moment of leading worship, in the sense of not that it's proud in that you're doing a performance, but what really kind of, can you think of some things which have really impacted others when you've led worship, and anything particularly what stands out for those ones, because there's a few youth which are in the band. Is there anything which really has been one of those transcendental moments kind of thing, as it were, transient moment?
Um, well, I think like the band practices themselves are always great, and I think the key to it was our friendship in the band, and we were all great friends. So I think that was very important. But then also after we'd played some music after the service, sometimes people would come up to us and be like, "That's just what I needed today," and I was struggling, and then I came out and I just feel so much better and things like that, and just affecting people's days in a small way is very important.
Hmm. And you led worship for Go as well. You had Mike Pilavachi speaking, and so you've experienced some of the, you know, the bigger moments of leading worship with. So how was that?
Yeah, well, that wasn't my proudest set. I don't think. I think I was quite nervous. Uh, I think I remember we were playing one song, and then there was and then I look across at Nate, and I'm like, okay, it's time for you to do and he was like, no, you have to carry on, and then so I'd like cut the bridge off short,
Right.
and I looked across to Nate, and I was like, okay, it's your bit now. And I think there was just like silence for a bit, and then I think Jacob brought it back in, and it was fine. But yeah, it was not my best set. I'm sure no one else noticed, but seemed pretty
No one else
bad.
said no. No, it was actually, it felt like it was a done kind of thing, and then Jacob came back in, and then you all started again. So it was like a kind of pregnant pause in the middle
Okay,
of the song. So no, it didn't. It looked like that was what it was.
okay, that's good. And well, and also I remember at the start of the set and all the practices, it looked one way, and then halfway through a song, they just put on these blinding lights, and all my music, it was shining from behind, and it
Yeah.
like the pages couldn't see them at all, completely blank. And I hadn't memorized the words of the chords or anything. We were playing a weird key, so I didn't know the chords, and I was just having to try and do it from memory, and so I think that's where all the problems started. And I was
It didn't come across as that at all.
yeah,
So yeah.
struggling.
So that's so one of your kind of embarrassing moments, but no one really kind of realised it was an embarrassing moment. That's the great
Yeah,
thing
it's fine.
about worship.
No, I think I must have had more strings snapped during a workshop than anyone else. So many times, and especially like I'm pretty sure for maybe 4 years in a row, I would do the Alpha Away Day, and that's meant to be like an ultra spiritual moment, like they're giving people like the first experience of the Holy Spirit, and 4 years in a row, my string would snap every time during the worship,
Oh no.
and then your whole guitar goes out of tune, and there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do. You
Nothing you
just
can
have to
do
carry
when
on,
that
especially when
goes.
it's the start of the whole set, and you just know you've got to do the set for the yeah,
Oh no.
with an out of tune guitar. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done it when I've put a kappa on too high,
And the
and
rest of the band.
but you're in the song now. You can't stop,
Yeah, just
and you've
go.
got to hit that high
Yeah.
note. So yeah, I'm terrible at putting the capo on the wrong place, and the rest of the band going, "What are you playing?" kind of thing. I go, well, I was on a capo 2. We were supposed to be on a capo 3 or something like that. So they all have to go try and work out the chord sequence. Yeah, so it's been a fun ride. So you haven't been leading worship
I'm not missing
at
it.
uni then.
No.
So do you miss leading worship?
Yeah, it was really good fun. And then I know that Oscar and Jacob sometimes meet up and they do little sessions, and
They
I've
do.
I've been along to a couple of those, and I played with them for a bit, and that was fun. And yeah, it was really nice. But I know there's great things happening in Lock and Castle at the moment. There's
Mm.
yeah, new people going for it and smashing it. So
Yes, it's great. It's great. It is. It is good. And
it's gonna be much better
so,
than I was.
what advice would you give for? Because we got a kids band forming and you know getting their skills and practicing together, and we've got the youth band which are developing and really kind of well, yeah, really good. Are great. So what kind of advice would you give to those ones who are wanting to be part of a band, or are kind of, what is the real kind of take home for you for worship? What you could
Um,
give them?
yeah, I would say make sure that your relationship with the rest of the band is really good, and make sure that you're all safe with each other, and you have to make sure there's no beef or nothing hidden. You just got to be all on the same level. It should never be a hierarchy in the band, and it should be a group of mates. And then in the end, you also need to have your relationship right with God as well.
Yeah,
And it's all
excellent.
about the and that's all that matters. And make sure that none of the glory goes to you. That's the most important thing. You shouldn't be being glorified. And if that's your aim, then that's the
You're
wrong
kind of missing the
think
point.
about worship. Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Don't take
Okay,
any of the glory.
excellent. Well, that's good advice. Thank you, Reuben. So
You're welcome.
you're
It feels weird me giving advice. I feel like I'm a rookie. I know nothing.
but the thing is, you've got experience, and that's
No,
what
it's
makes any experience you can get and you've learnt from, you can pass on. So I will learn from you as you will learn from me, and we can learn different things. So again, it's not like a hierarchy. Just because I'm older than you, it doesn't mean to say I know more than you. You just know different stuff to what I do,
yeah,
but I'm willing to learn, and I know the young people are willing to learn from the likes of you, because they've grown up with you leading worship and stuff like that, so they're going to listen to you more. So they're going to listen to me from me, really, because you're closer to their age group, so you have a great influence on them in that way, because they've seen you up there, and they want to be there. It's much like Nate. When I used to lead worship in Milton,
hmm
he was younger, and he said I wanted to do that.
yeah,
I want to lead worship, and so he was inspired, and so he started to lead worship from there as well. So everyone has a knock on, I would say.
yeah.
So so thank you for that advice. So talking about faith,
hmm
what is your faith journey? So tell us a bit of your story of how you got your faith in Jesus and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, well, I think everyone knows that my dad's always been in church leadership. Well, not always, but most of my life he's been in church leadership.
Hmm.
And then so that was always just a big focus in family life.
Hmm.
And so yeah, and it was just during my childhood, it was always very important to me. And then uh, and it was always great going to different conferences and things, and seeing some amazing things, having some great experiences.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I think once you get to a certain age, especially going to uni and things like that, where you've had these big influences in your life, like your parents, youth leaders, and people, and then once that's taken away, it's like, okay, now it's time for you to work out.
Mm.
You have to make it for yourself, and if it's not your own, then you'll be lost. So you have to. So it's very important. Whilst you got your influences around you, you have to know.
Mm.
You have to know what you really think,
Okay.
because you'll be forced to once those influences are gone.
So, growing up, being a pastor's son, being a minister's son, how was that quite difficult to be kind of in that kind of position, or how did that affect you? Your dad being the leader, and
I never really found it difficult. I think it was always fine, and I did. So I made my faith my own, but more on an intellectual level. So
okay,
I can tell you every argument logically for God's existence. I can tell you every premise and every syllogism. But
okay,
uh, it was very from a very logical point of
okay.
view.
Which is no problem. Some of the
Yeah,
greatest logical minds like C.S. Lewis and stuff like that worked out from his atheism to really go, well, there is a God kind of thing. And so he reluctantly said, okay, I give up kind of thing. So because of his, the thought process and the logic of it. So there's nothing wrong with it being about thinking about it. So how's it affected? So you're working out your faith in uni, because I suppose that's where the rubber really hits the road, is when you
mm,
haven't got people looking over your shoulder. Are you making sure you're okay? You're on your own now, kind of thing in that
yeah,
way. So how has that affected your? Tell us a little bit more about how that's developed your faith.
yeah. I think it just forces you to really think about what you believe, you're because before you kind of feel everyone else around you thinks a certain way, and it's just natural to follow that. And then once you go to another environment, then yeah, you're free to think any way you like, and that's fine, and you won't get any pressure to believe in a certain thing. So, but I do, but I spend a lot of time thinking about deep questions of the universe, of ethics and philosophy all the time,
Okay,
and I write long notes on my phone, and I watch debates on YouTube.
okay.
Yeah, I've probably watched every major debate, and I've spent hours so long. And yeah, I think
Has that
yeah,
strengthened your
just
faith then? Has that strengthened your faith, or has it kind of spun it in a different way a little bit, or what would you say?
yeah. My, so my faith at the moment, it's not. Um, so yeah, my beliefs aren't the same as traditional church beliefs, but I'd still consider it a faith. But there's a lot of refining that's
Oh
happened
yeah.
in uni, where I kind of you look at everything critically,
Hmm.
and then I've I feel like my beliefs have been refined, and just working out what I agree with and what I disagree with,
Hmm. Yeah, that's great.
and that's been a yeah, it's been a process.
Well, it's
And it's always an ongoing journey. So I don't feel I'm at any kind of conclusions. Um, but yeah, it's an ongoing evolution, and yeah, and there's always my beliefs always change. So
excellent. Yeah. Well,
mm,
that's how it should do. It's a journey.
mm,
You're kind of finding yourself. You're finding your feet in your faith, and so it's like, yeah, you're not going to be in another. How many more years you got at uni now?
so only one more
One
year.
more year.
That's it. Yeah.
So then it's like, oh wow, what do I
Time
do,
flies
kind of thing.
going.
Yeah. So but could you go on to look at ethics and kind of more, yeah, kind of philosophy and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
because those are another something which you seem to be interested in.
Yeah, I have a big passion for philosophy and ethics and theology,
Hmm.
and I thought that could be something I could go into in the future. Is I would like to carry on studying that kind of thing.
Well,
But whether that's in an academic sense or whether that's what I do currently, which is watching debates and reading philosophy and things like that, that I can, whether it's at home or whether it's formal academia, who
yeah,
knows?
who knows? Yeah. Well, it's you're young enough. You don't have to get it all worked out because, yeah, life does throw those kind of curveballs where, yeah, you could have all the plans, but it changes it. Like much like the coronavirus at the moment, all our, yeah, all what we thought we were going to be doing is now, yeah,
Yeah.
the world is changed. So how do you think
Mm.
this situation with the coronavirus is going to change church? Do you think it's got any? How is it going to change it? Do you think?
Well, I think it's just brilliantly demonstrated how church isn't a building; it's a community. It's about people, and yeah, it's not the church isn't restricted by place,
No.
and yeah, and I think it's also been good in breaking barriers of denominations and things like that, and it's just um, I think it's quite good to just pinpoint what the real heart of faith in Christianity is.
Yes. Yeah. Great. So we're going to draw our little interview to a close now. But if there is anything you could pass on to the youth or those ones who are listening, what kind of advice would you give to a young person who's trying to find their faith, their journey? What advice would you give?
Yeah, I would always say stay open-minded to um, new revelation. Look to always search for truth. And I would say, if you have a belief, ask yourself why you have that belief, and if you have to be prepared for if someone asks you why you believe something, it's not because a youth leader believes it or a parent believes it. Make sure that you believe something and have a reason for why.
Excellent. Great. Thank you. Well, thank you, Reuben. I really appreciate you giving up some of your time in kind of lockdown.
A lot of free time. Don't worry.
So yeah, so I really do appreciate that, and I'm sure. Are you going to kind of join us on the Star Wars quiz? We got a
I would
Star
love
Wars.
to, yeah, but yeah, I am gonna have to do an all-nighter. I think watching all nine. I haven't watched all in a while, especially the best
Yes,
ones.
most definitely. And what are the best ones?
Yeah, well, episode 4 to
Yeah, that's
6?
it. Well done. See, yes. If you had said 1 to 3, I would have not. Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah, the
Yeah,
over.
yeah. That's it. The interview would definitely be over. But no, because you've said 4 to 6. Yeah, those are the key. Yeah, most definitely. Rest of them are just add-ons, really. Okay, so talking about the what's happening this week. So just going to say thank you to Reuben and say bye to Reuben. Thank you. All right. Bless you for being with us. And I'm just going to talk about what is coming up during the week. Okay, so tomorrow we have our special movie club quiz special. So it's a Star Wars night. It's because May the 4th be with you. And so please join us. Kind of find us on the Excite channel, the LCY Excite channel. Make a team, and then just Facebook me, Facebook Messenger me your answers. so then we can work out who the winner is of the quiz. We're going to be about 30 odd questions. So there's going to be a picture round as well. So that's all going to be great. And then on Thursday we have our movie club quiz, which the movie of the week is Finding Dory. So that's what you voted for. So yeah, join us for the that next quiz on Thursday. And next Sunday, I'm hoping for Abby Helps to be interviewed on. So that's 7 o'clock on Sunday. So yeah, kind of thinking, well, the days have just gone blurred into one, I think. So yeah, please join us on those times. So thank you for watching, guys, and bless you. See you soon.